Overview of the spring bump, which is one of the three major budgeting processes the city undergoes each and every glorious year. The spring bump is historically comprised of true-ups using small amounts of funds that remain within the current fiscal year budget. This process happens simultaneously to the other work that we're doing on our full budget for the coming year, which Council will vote on in several weeks. As such, the funding available for the spring bump is reserved for relatively small programmatic changes, and it must be committed by the end of the fiscal year. The first hearing of the spring bump package will take place this week, this Thursday, on April 11th. Council will not take a vote this week. We will move it to second reading, and we'll vote on the package the following Thursday, a week from this Thursday on April 18th. Given the fiscal year 24-25 forecast indicates no new one-time or ongoing resources, the 5% constraint for general fund programs, non-general fund bureau deficits, as well as the costs associated with transforming our form of government, the spring bump guidance to bureaus directed the following measures. First, requests for general fund carryover be limited to known, currently funded, one-time projects that will not be completed by the end of the fiscal year. Bureaus could request compensation set aside to end the year within budget, and for those who incurred higher than anticipated personnel costs and do not have existing savings and underspending to balance their budget. Bureaus were also directed not to make new requests for general fund. Rather, bureaus were directed to return all unspent and unappropriated resources to the general fund in an effort to mitigate the significant financial and operational challenges and changes that we know we have in the year ahead. I want to thank the Budget Office for their work and for briefing each of the commissioners on this process, as well as the package, as well as follow-up calls and meetings. Thank you for all of that. This work session will mirror those briefings, providing highlights of the spring bump as filed, and providing an opportunity for council members to ask questions. I'd like to welcome Director Tim Grew and Budget Analyst Anthony Locke from the City Budget Office to provide an overview of the spring bump and walk us through my proposed spring bump package. Welcome, team. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr.
I guess you'll
Mayor.
take it away first.
And good morning, council members. For the record, I'm Tim Grew, City Budget Director, and as the mayor said, with me today is Ruth, our Deputy Budget Director, and Anthony, our Coordinator for BUMP. We're going to go through the mayor's proposed bump, some of which we briefed you on during our individual meetings with you, so we'll go as quickly as possible. Can you go to the next slide, please? Sorry. As indicated on this slide, our agenda for today is to cover the spring bump in context, non-general fund notable changes, positions and position authority changes, general fund detailed requests and changes, and we will also review the general fund detailed requests, and finally, the status of the general fund contingency given the recommendations we have in the bump. As with other work sessions, this is intended to be a conversation, and we hope that you will pause us if you want to discuss or ask questions at any time during our presentation. We'll also have time at the end of our presentation to discuss any issues that you would like us to review. City Budget Office will help facilitate any follow-up questions that you may have or issues as needed, so that the council has all the information it needs as we go into the hearing this coming Thursday. Slide 3, please. Slide 4. A note about timing. The spring bump takes place simultaneously to discussions pertaining to the next year's budget. We're discussing today, as the mayor said, the effects of the current year budget. We are not discussing changes to the next budget, although the outcome of the bump may make available funds for inclusion in the development of the FY 24-25 budget. In the bump submissions, as the mayor said, budgets were allowed to carry over unspent program funding that could not be initiated in the current year, but remain a requirement in the next fiscal year. There are also technical adjustments in the bump. There's requests for compensation set aside, recognition of any new fund revenues that the bureaus have achieved, and finally, any requests for general fund contingency. Slide 5, please. The mayor already covered this in his presentation, so I'm going to skip this, this slide unless you have questions on it. Slide 6. This chart shows in full the bump scheduling, and I'll just go through this very briefly. Prior to this work session, as the mayor indicated, CBO met with the mayor, as well as all the commissioners in preparation for this work session. CBO bump were issued on April 5th and can be found on the CBO website. The first hearing and reading of the bump will be held Thursday, April 11th, and the final hearing and reading will be held on April 18th. It should be noted that in the case of any amendments being requested to the bump, those should be submitted to CBO and the council members prior to the April 18th session. That will give us time to review the proposal and, as necessary, to discuss any issues with the city attorney's office. Do you have any questions about process at this point? With that, then I will turn it over to Anthony, who will take you through the detailed charts, followed by Ruth at the end of the presentation. Thank you.
Great. For the record, my name is Anthony. It's good to see you, Mayor, Commissioners. So we're going to take, over the next couple slides, we're going to set some context for where we are in the budget coming to the spring bump, and then we will review the different spring bump requests. So here on this slide, there are a couple of notes here that describe different things that we're noticing in the current year budget. So you see here, we do have $25.7 million in general fund carryover requests. One thing that you'll see, and you know that's been highlighted in our briefings, is that the public safety bureaus continue to manage high overtime costs for different reasons. And so they are drawing on their different set-asides to address those in the spring bump. And what you see here is a chart. You see on the x-axis, you have different fiscal years. This is just describing at the highest possible level the percent of the revised budget that's been spent to date. And so what you can see here is that on the far right columns for fiscal year 23-24 is that we are spending money faster than at any point at this time in the last 3 years. So this is just noting spending from July 1st through the end of March. And so we still do have 3 accounting periods left for bureaus to spend money, but this is a note of what spending has looked like. Green columns for all funds, and then in the blue column for the general fund. So as a reminder, this is where we are post-fall bump. And so you can see there in that far left column, fiscal year 23-24 adopted. This is where these 3 buckets, of general fund resources stood at the adopted budget. You see here there's been money set aside for unrestricted contingency, and these resources are dedicated for unanticipated expenses that come up in a given fiscal year. And then you have a salary adjustment contingency. We're going to be referring to this as the compensation set aside moving forward, but this is there's a formula that we have that sets aside resources associated with the cost of living adjustments and different health benefits that's set aside that bureaus can draw upon if their personnel budgets look like they will be overspent in the current year. And then we have the policy reserves, and these represent specific initiatives that bureaus can request from during the year to draw on for their set-aside purposes. And so as you can see, in the fall bump, we made a series of adjustments. There was a draw on unrestricted contingency, and then there was $21.6 million added to policy reserves, much of that coming from general fund resources that fell to balance and was available for you to appropriate in the fall bump. And so what you see there in the far right column is the total resources available for their designated purposes for bureaus coming out of the fall bump. So the next slide is going to further outline that $34.3 million you see in policy reserves, just to show some of what you have set aside as resources for the remaining of this fiscal year. So you'll see in fiscal year 23-24, there was a draw on the fall. There was a draw on the Beacon Sobering Services current appropriation level of $561,000. And then you'll see in that middle column a number of items in black that indicate resources that were set aside by this council for specific policy initiatives, reserves. And so you'll see there was 1.7 set aside for future charter reform transition costs. The most notable one is that there was $18.5 million set aside for public safety, anticipated public safety costs based on our analysis at that point in the budget. And then you see a number of other smaller items that were set aside for anticipated needs in this current year. And so what that leaves us is there's 34.3, that bottom right number, $34.3 million available in policy reserves for the appropriation for which they were created. So, and we'll see that in the spring bump, a number of proposals came through to draw on these resources. So we won't go through all of this at detail. As you know, our office applies certain lenses to the requests that we receive in the spring bump, and so we apply these lenses to the different packages for compensation set aside, for general fund program carryover, for new requests for unrestricted contingency, and we make recommendations to you. And so this is just outlining some of the criteria we use to evaluate the packages that we're going to talk about momentarily. All right, so let's review some of the highlights and some of the details of the Spring Bump submission. So we're going to start by talking a little bit about some of the non-general fund changes. So as the mayor and Tim mentioned earlier, the Spring Bump is a time to make technical changes, and so oftentimes non-general fund bureaus are making adjustments either to draw on contingencies that they have or to true up fund balances. And so what you see here are a number of different requests that came through that we thought we would note for you. So BOEC, the Bureau of Emergency Communications, made a $837,000 draw on their training pipeline contingency to cover projected personnel over expenditures. The Bureau of Environmental Services made a $2.7 million draw on contingency related to different agreements that have arisen this year, as well as accounting for overtime costs and utility rate and supplier and repair inflation. BPS trued up the PSF fund balance by $98.1 million to include current year taxes and miscellaneous revenue. The Office of Budget and Finance made $5.5 million draws related to risk management claims payments above initial actuarial projections. And the Parks Bureau made a $10 million transfer from the levy to cover projected bureau expenses through this year.
Yes, yeah, thank you. Thanks for this presentation so far. I'm looking at slide 7. I'm distracted by it, so I decided I should ask a question. And I don't recall this in our briefing, and I think I just need to understand what's going on when it comes to the graph, because we're at 75% of the year, right? Because it's to date, I assume it's through end of March, the numbers
Yeah,
are?
that's right.
Okay. And so the 66% of general fund being spent by that date makes sense.
Yeah.
I think I'm just confused on what all funds means when it's at 39%, and I think it's important to explain that.
Sure.
That makes sense?
Go ahead, Ruth, and I can fill in.
Sure. Morning, Ruth
They've
Levine.
always been low, so it's my 4th time doing this or 3rd time doing this, so perhaps it's the first time I've noticed to ask this question. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Ruth Levine, Deputy Budget Director. So all funds just represents, the general fund is one of
It's operations, it's supposed to go out, right?
the general fund.
Yeah.
That's right. Yes. So the other funds, include a lot of capital funding, right? The sewer fund, the water fund, transportation. There's a lot of capital funding in there that carries over year to year. So that's why they're so much lower overall than the general fund expenses. It's just, it's a lot more operating funding. It's a lot more capital funding in the other funds. And yeah, you can see that we're not out of line this year from the last 3 years. We are, a bit higher and
Always tend to be in the late 30s, 30%.
yeah.
Is that good?
I think this slide isn't, it's not really good or bad. It's just kind of trying to show you overall where we are, big picture. It's not, I think it's sort of too high of a level to say whether
I understand that we'd have to break it down by fund. So we clearly are having some challenges, not just the city, but in other entities on expending the treasure that we receive from, say, taxpayers. And so I'm just trying to get to the bottom of that story.
Right.
Maybe it's connected in this, I just don't know. But we'd have to break it down by the specific funds.
Right, yeah,
So maybe
yeah.
if my office could get a breakdown of those funds and just see when we're on
Sure.
mark. 'Cause
Yeah,
I'm sure some are challenging because they're behind.
Right.
whether
We
that's
can
related
certainly
to
do that.
Slowdown in construction or what, but I think the chronicness of that number, I just want to understand it better.
Sure. Yeah, we can certainly do that. I think I suspect we will find that much of it is not intended to be spent in a given fiscal year. And so
Right.
it's not a reflection of our inability to get the money out the door.
The general fund is easy to see on the surface. This one is more complicated and has more dimensions. I understand that. I just think understanding those dimensions would be helpful. Perhaps. Thanks.
All right, so let me describe briefly the different position changes that are noted in the spring bump. So first, the Parks Bureau is requesting 2 positions to manage capital projects in that portfolio. There's a request for 2 position authority in the Fire Bureau to operationalize double-filled positions. And then there is a request for 27 FTE in the Portland Bureau of Transportation. And this is primarily for new parking enforcement staff requested in the 24-25 budget. So here's a summary of our CBO recommendations, primarily in the general fund. And I'll start with the different packages under the decision package type of notes. And so what you'll see here is that we are recommending for all of the compensation set aside requests that were submitted to us this year. There are times in previous years where we may make partial recommendations based on what we're seeing in the Bureau's budget, but this year we are recommending the full compensation set aside, and we will see the numbers broken out by Bureau in a few slides. We're also recommending all of the policy set aside requests that were submitted to us this year, so that's $17.7 million total. And we will get into more detail there. Much of this is related to the public safety set aside that we referred to earlier, where the council set aside resources in anticipation of these sorts of needs. And then we're also recommending all of the general fund return requests. So as the mayor and Tim mentioned, there was a kind of there was guidance given to bureaus that if there was general fund underspending, known general fund underspending, bureaus were advised to return those resources early to be used to address current year issues or to be used in the fiscal to address concerns and challenges in the fiscal year 24-25 budget. And Ruth will cover this toward the end of our presentation. We did have 3 requests for cannabis fund carryover requests, and it's not that we're not recommending them, but we're recommending a different policy solution to some of the challenges that we're seeing in the cannabis fund. And so Ruth will touch on that toward the end of our presentation. And then we are making a partial recommendation for the different general fund carryover requests that were submitted to us. And so what you see there is there's about $22.5 million out of the $25.7 million we're recommending. And then the information below that, so you'll see 5 different decision packages where our office is not recommending, and that makes up kind of the difference between the 22.5 and the $25.7 million. All right, so here we want to touch on the new general fund requests that have been submitted to and that have been recommended to us, and also just noting that there were 2 requests that were not recommended by our office. The first is related to BHR, and as you can see there, the name of the package, Oregon State Unemployment Insurance Billing Request. Essentially, the Bureau missed paying city unemployment insurance bills owed to the Oregon Employment Department in fiscal year 21-22 for 2 quarters, and then fiscal year 22-23 for 1 quarter. And essentially, this was an accounting challenge, and the misplaced deposit made it appear that there was a credit in the city's unemployment insurance, and no payment for these quarters were required. And so this $558,000 request makes up the $390,000 unpaid unemployment insurance bills, and then the nearly $170,000 in penalties and interest that the city has accrued by not paying this. And so we're recommending that this is paid for out of the general fund contingency. The second request that our office is recommending for is related to the downtown business incentive. And so you'll remember there was an ordinance passed this past fall that authorized the Revenue Bureau to request up to $695,000 or so in the current year. And so as this program has gotten up and running, the Bureau has determined that $393,000 is what's required for that initiative to get rolling in the current year. And as you know, funding for the initiative's costs are included in the Bureau's current appropriation level in fiscal year 24-25. So this is resources to get that program going now. And then our office is not recommending these other two requests, one for the entertainment district for $83,000, and then the other for the citywide emergency budget. Go to the next slide. Great.
Can you explain why on those two, please, just for
Yep.
the record? Thank you.
Yep. So for the Portland Bureau of Transportation requests, so as you guys know, these costs would cover the permitting work for street closures for 26 weekends in Old Town. And we did not recommend this because it didn't meet our threshold for a general fund contingency request. So this is a request that is foreseeable. So we know, like we oftentimes we are appropriating for this in the spring bump, and we think the general fund contingency should be reserved for expenses that are unforeseen or specifically earmarked for this. And so we recommend that future requests for this line would be included in the requested budget, and as it makes sense, we recommend an ongoing current appropriation level for this work, as opposed to like asking for these resources on an ad hoc level in the spring bump every year. So it's a request on principle. And then the citywide emergency budget. So this was a request by special appropriations to set aside resources to appropriate for an emergency fund. And that work was already done by council. And so if you go back to the policy set aside request, we did set aside $1 million for this emergency fund. And so we didn't think they needed a $2 million budget. Council's already set aside the $1 million for this work.
Thank you.
Has that been depleted?
No, that has not been depleted.
Okay.
And just to be clear, there was a budget note directing the city budget office to set aside $1 million and leave it in the reserve. So I think it was just sort of a miscommunication.
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, and we'll, as Ruth indicated, we'll take up the emergency fund as part of the proposed budget. And I mean, we'll do our best to replenish it, but obviously it also depends upon how much is used for the duration of the year. We think there's sufficient resources for the remainder of this fiscal. Lots of red.
Lots of red, but this is positive red. So these are general fund carryover recommendations, and so the way general fund carryover works is that as bureaus identify one-time projects or critical initiatives that need to be carried to the next year, what they do is they de-appropriate their general fund in the current year so that it can be allocated in the mayor's proposed. So these resources just indicate, the red indicates money that's being reduced in the bureau budgets so that it can be appropriated in the fiscal year 24-25 budget. So what you see here is, so in the far left column is the total that was requested from our office. And then the middle column is what we are recommending. And so you can see there are 5 packages that we are not recommending for, and many more that we are recommending. And so you can see the different numbers broken out there. So some of the reasons why we didn't recommend certain requests is because of the lens that we have. And so some bureaus use their ongoing general fund underspending and made requests for to supplement work that is ongoing in nature for fiscal year 24-25. And so for different reasons, so that doesn't meet the criteria that our office has, but also some of these requests, certainly the ones, the 3 smaller ones, first could be absorbed potentially in the next year's budget based on kind of how they're expenses have trended over the last couple of years. And so if we think a cost can be absorbed, we often would not recommend for it. And then we also have the lens that we apply. For the Office of the Public Safety DCA, the $500,000 that we're not recommending is for OVP, in part because the Bureau has indicated that they're using these resources to fund the Safer Summer program. And so instead of needing it to be carried over to the next year, they're planning on spending or encumbering those funds in this year, and we'll be using that for that initiative. And then the $2 million in the City Administrator's Office is large. As we heard in our briefings, is largely a technical issue. There were resources that were allocated here, and then as a plug, and then other resources came in, and the plug was never removed, and so we're removing the plug in the spring bump. All right, let's go to the next slide. So what you see here is the full compensation set-aside request that we've received from bureaus. As you can see, much of this is in public safety, and some of this is related to policy decisions that we've made in the past. For example, for Portland Parks, we were prioritizing using general fund resources before using the levy resources. And you can see there some other marginally smaller requests compared to the ones above. So there was $28.8 million available that was set aside, and after evaluating these requests and making our recommendations, there's about $3.7 million remaining in this policy set aside account.
So that will go to 24-25?
Yes, yeah, either 24-25 or to address current year issues, but our recommendation is for 24-25. Let's go to the next slide. All right, so you saw a similar slide here earlier that described changes made up through the fall bump, and now this includes changes made through the spring bump based on our office's recommendations. And so you see in total across the two requests we are recommending, there's $951,000 being drawn upon from unrestricted contingency. You see here the full amount of compensation set aside that we're recommending for that $25 million number. And then the policy, there's $16.6 million being drawn in policy reserves, which we'll talk about in a moment. So you see $22.9 million remain in resources available for, or general fund resources available for the purpose which they've been set aside, or perhaps to be used in the fiscal year 24-25 process. All right, so you see here there were 4 requests made for policy set-aside resources in the spring bump. One was to draw down the full amount for Beacon, and this is for a portion of the Lolo Pass contract to purchase the property for a residential alcohol and drug treatment facility. And then you see 2 requests being made in to draw from the public safety set aside. So you see fires looking to draw on the request, and then police is looking to draw on the full $8 million that they've been allocated here. And then there was a small request from the auditor's office. This isn't connected to the general fund, but from their reserve fund to help with their over expenditures and personnel.
Quick question on this.
Yep.
Because I'm not sure this slide was in our brief exactly this way. So the delta for fire on the 7.3 versus 10.5, what was that? Is that just underspend on overtime?
So the Bureau is making a draw on their on this policy set aside based on their current year projections. And so as you can see there in the far right column, there's $3.2 million remaining in this set aside account. And so so the Bureau is making projections based on what they know now, but we do have, this is the second of 3 processes upon which bureaus can draw on policy set aside. So bureaus, so if fire sees over expenditures in personnel greater than what they've currently projected, they're welcome to come back in the over expenditure ordinance to ask for whatever remaining amount they need. They could ask for the full amount, they could ask for part of the amount, and then whatever doesn't get spent, our office would recommend prioritizing to fund something similar for fiscal year 24-25.
Okay. Well, I mean, I was aware of the two plus. This wasn't on the prior version that I think I saw. So so on the police side, when the 8 million, what's that composed of?
Let's see, the 8 million. Sorry.
Obviously, you guys can brief me afterwards. I just didn't have this detail, I don't think, in our briefing, so
I
I
think-
just would like to get it.
There was one change since the briefing. So so for both of them, the amounts were determined in the fall bump based on sort of projections with their budget folks at that time for overtime and then overtime-related retirement costs. And so that was sort of the best guess at that point. And we were trying to be a bit conservative, right? Because
Got
we
it.
had the full fiscal year. We also had 27 pay period lookbacks in the fiscal year where it's hard to project exactly how much they're going to spend in payouts. So police's forecasts at this point in the fiscal year are showing it's really tight. And so that's why they requested to pull that full 8 million, and we're recommending for it because we want to make sure they, end the fiscal year in balance. On the fire side, I think part of the difference between what you saw previously and this is that there was $1.2 million set aside in the compensation set aside contingency, which is a different account than this policy set aside, and for labor bargaining related issues in the current fiscal year. And that when they requested it in the spring bump, they requested it from policy set aside. Just for accuracy, we moved it to compensation set aside. So that left this number $1.2 million lower, but we're just pulling it from a different account. It's the same draw. It's just we split it up just for accuracy.
Total is the same, right?
The total is the same between compensation set aside and the policy set aside draw for fire. The total draw is the same that they requested. It's just we put it in a different place, if that makes sense.
But it's trending under what they were projecting overall and what was projected in the fall.
Yeah, tentatively, yes, but I think to Anthony's point, we're recommending for that amount to leave it in the current fiscal year for now because we are concerned about having something in case they overexpend in the remainder of the fiscal year. There's still a 27 pay period look back in June, so we just want to have a little wiggle room in case. So we'll see, we'll see how things are looking at the over expenditure ordinance, but yeah.
Okay.
And we've had to go to the expenditure ordinance on both of these organizations in the past. So we're just trying to be very conservative here, have the money there, and if they need it, then we will make another action on it.
Totally follow. Thanks for the explanation.
Elizabeth had a comment as well.
Hey folks, Elizabeth Gallagher, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hey, this is Elizabeth Gallagher, Budget Manager for Public Safety, and I just wanted to verify what Ruth just said, that the total amount being requested is still the same across the funds. And then Commissioner Gonzalez, to your question in terms of the projections, at this point in time, the personnel projections are still largely the same that they were in the fall. There's been a slight decrease in the overtime based on seasonality of things, but the spring bump projections take into account external material and internal material services spending as well. And it's largely underspending in those areas that's allowing us to request a lesser draw on the set aside amounts at this point in time.
Okay, that's helpful. Thank you.
Yep.
Great.
Anything else?
All right, here are some bureaus that get a gold star from the City Budget Office and from all of you. So there were a number of bureaus here that did submit general fund return packages that totaled to $1.2 million. And so that's $1.2 million in projected underspending that's not going to fall to balance to be appropriated in the fall bump, but are resources that can be used now to either address current year issues or to be allocated in the fiscal 24-25 budget development process. I'll turn to Ruth.
Okay, thank you. So I just wanted to cover the recreational cannabis tax fund. So In February, the city economist put out an updated projection for the fund. And as you can see here, the sort of blue bar, the blue bar is the furthest to the right. The fund's revenues have declined pretty significantly from where they were in 2021, 22, post-pandemic. And that is sort of leaving us in a difficult position with this fund in the current fiscal year. This is a relatively small fund. In the adopted budget last year, council approved a budget note directing our office to create a reserve for this fund, which I wish we had done in 2021 or 2022, but we did not. And we haven't filled that reserve yet because we haven't had the resources to do it. But in the meantime, this leaves us sort of short for the current fiscal year, and we're projected to overexpend in the fund. So we've been working primarily with Prosper Portland because they are now, after having received the programs that transferred from Civic Life last year, they are now the largest bureau that has allocations from the cannabis tax fund. And so we've worked with them closely to identify expenditures that we can essentially delay until next year, which will hopefully help us to end the current fiscal year in balance. There was sort of a technical issue in the spring bump where they submitted these as carryover requests. We're not recommending the carryover request as such because it would sort of remove the resources from this fiscal year. Instead, we're just saying we will fill them in the 24-25 budget, but leave the resources in the current fiscal year, meaning it's largely just a timing issue because there's a large amount of one-time resources that were allocated for this fiscal year. We're just trying to sort of smooth that bump over time a little bit because of the revenue challenges. So that's what's going on here. Okay. Any questions on anything before we move to next steps?
Well, I guess my only point is something that we've talked about offline is whether a fund that has such variability in its revenue is really appropriate long-term as a basis for general fund needs. And so I guess that's really on all of us to kind of consider. Mary, you've been here the longest, but just this question of given how much variability we have here, is it really the right resource to be utilizing for ongoing needs? And I guess that was the idea with the reserve, was to just try and smooth out that a bit.
Yeah. But in the future, in a couple of years here, when some of the projects fall off a little bit, there could be some resources to allocate. And I would highly recommend that we make sure those are one-time funds
Going forward.
until we have some stability within this fund.
Yeah.
Okay, so just a few next steps on the bump and then other budget events. This is a busy budget season. So we have the hearing on Thursday. That's a first reading of a non-emergency ordinance. One quick note there, there are going to actually be two ordinances that you'll hear. The first one is what we call a chart of accounts ordinance. This is because we've changed our organization this year, and when we moved things around, it actually happened in real time. So you saw submissions by bureau, but some of those bureaus have new names, like the Office of Budget and Finance. And this ordinance essentially is for the purposes of state budget law to ensure that our appropriations are aligned with are compliant with state budget law and aligned with the adopted budget. So it's essentially crosswalking what was in the adopted budget for 23-24 to what the organization looks like now in our budget. So that's the purpose of that. So you'll hear that first and vote on that, and then we'll move to the spring bump ordinance itself. And then below that are the list of upcoming budget events. So we've got 3 listening sessions coming up starting tomorrow. We have a lot of attendees signed up for that. So thanks to you and everyone else who shared that information out. And then we'll have upcoming budget hearings in May, and then you will hear the approved budget. Sorry, I think the date of that is wrong. I need to update it. May 20th. So, so yeah, a lot of budget events coming up, and they're all posted on our website. So for the public, that is the place to go. Any questions?
Terrific. Thank you.
Welcome.
Colleagues, any further questions or thoughts? Great. Well done. Thank you. We're adjourned.
Got to be one of the fastest ones.